السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أبغى أرحب فيكم كلكم اليوم معنا، وإن شاء الله بإذن الله نستفيد من هذه الجلسة اللي هي إن شاء الله بتكون ما هي الأخيرة. واليوم بضيافتنا إن شاء الله التيم ريكروتمنت تيم من شركة PwC. أنا صراحة ودي أشكرهم على إتاحة الفرصة لنا نحن نستضيفهم، ومشاركتهم معنا إن شاء الله بتكون فيها فائدة ومنفعة للطلاب بإذن الله، وألف شكر لهم وبإمكانكم تبدؤون.
شكرا لك أستاذة سماح، وشكرا على التنظيم لهذا الإيفنت. وأحب أول شيء أعرف عن نفسي. معاكم أمال المسعود من Graduate Recruitment Team in PwC. I'll give a small introduction about myself. I've been working with PwC for 2 years and a half now. It's been a very great journey in PwC, and hope you all enjoy our presentation. And I would like to introduce my teammates. Ahmed and Najla, can you please introduce yourselves?
Hi everyone, this is Najla Al-Mahrisi from PwC Graduate Recruiting Team. I've been working with PwC for almost 9 months now. And yeah, welcome to our recruiting event. Ahmed, if you want to introduce yourself, please.
Yes, thank you, Najla Amal, and thank you, Samah, for organizing this event. We are delighted to be joining Al-Yamama students today. So my name is Ahmed Sana, and I am with the graduate recruiting team for PwC. I've been with the firm for around 8 months now, and it's also the beginning of a great journey, inshallah. And hopefully we will be able to introduce the PwC today to you and give you an idea about our recruiting process and all our lines of service. So perhaps Amal will start the introduction today for our presentation.
Okay, so we'll be taking you through our lines of service first. We'll give you a brief about each line of service and the programs we offer within each line of service. And then we're going to give you an overview of the recruiting timeline and process. And then last, we're going to open the question and answers. And now I'll hand it over to Najla to give you a brief about assurance.
Okay, so thank you, Amal. Today I'm going to talk about assurance, and I'm going to give you an overview about assurance. So when it comes to assurance, we have 2 types of assurance. We have core assurance and other assurance services. I'm going to talk first about core assurance. Core assurance is basically external audit, and the core assurance is split into 2. We have FS and non-FS. So FS, we have clients such as banks, financial services, capital markets, and financial institutions. When it comes to non-FS, it's basically non-financial related clients, such as healthcare clients and governmental clients. Next, when it comes to degrees, so for core assurance, we usually accept accounting students because it's pure accounting. Sometimes we might accept finance students as well. So this is for core assurance. When it comes to other assurance services, so this is a bit different than core assurance. It's internal audit. So if you're looking for something that is not purely accounting and not heavy in the auditing, you might go to or choose other assurance services option. So we have a lot of services under other assurance services, such as controls assurance, digital trust, FS, which is financial services, business controls and resiliences, and a lot more. So when it comes to the degrees that we accept, so it's a bit more versatile and diverse. We usually accept engineering backgrounds, IT backgrounds, accounting and finance as well, and sometimes law. So this is a brief about assurance services. You can ask later if you have any questions regarding assurance. I'm gonna hand it over to Ahmed.
Yes, thank you, Najla. So I'd like to give you a quick overview of our consulting line of service. Now, PwC is among the leading consulting firms in the region. Perhaps it is more widely known as an audit firm, but consulting actually takes perhaps the largest portion of our business and of our projects. And under consulting, we're currently employing more than 5,600 employees in the Middle East, and the majority are in Saudi and the UAE. And they're actually supporting projects within Saudi, since Saudi is the largest segment of our market. We have 23 offices in Saudi. The only office we have for consulting is in Riyadh. So students who are graduating across the kingdom do come from all the cities to join us in Riyadh for the consulting graduate program or for the co-ops. Just to give you a quick overview of our business units under consulting. So we have these 8 main business units. We've got the One Health, which advises on the health industry on health-related matters within management consulting. We have our technology business unit, who are dealing with technology, advising clients on providing technological solutions to their problems, and they're dealing with cutting-edge technologies that are trending today, such as artificial intelligence, 3D printing, augmented reality, and so forth. And then we've got our government and public services, who deal with all government-related projects, including 2030 vision projects that are happening in the kingdom now and very exciting. And we've got the financial services business unit, which deals with the financial industry, such as banks and funds and so forth. And they also advise finance functions within large organizations. We've got the digital services, where we have our digital trust, our SIPS unit, consumer and industrial products and services, and this is one of our large business units, and they deal with industries such as manufacturing, pharmaceuticals, real estate, manufacturing, and so forth. People and organization, and they deal with advising clients on improving their human capital or HR operations. And last but not least is our education business unit. And so our colleagues in consulting do help with solving the most complex business problems that are facing our clients in the region. And to join us in consulting, you can either join in the co-op program, or you can join us as a graduate in our Foundations for the Future program. We will discuss the application process at a later stage in this presentation. So, and we'll be open to your questions, inshallah, towards the end of the presentation. So thank you. I'll give the floor now to Amal to discuss the other lines of service with you now.
Thank you, Ahmed. So I'll be giving you an overview about deals. So just a second. Okay, so in deals, we help our clients handle any financial situation. You could work on anything from major mergers or cross-border acquisitions to economic crime investigations or business crisis and case insolvency. So in deals, you can either join as an intern in our intern program or the Deals Edge program. So the Deals Edge program is an exciting graduate program. It's tailored by PwC deals across the Middle East and Africa and Europe also to launch your career in an international deals environment. So being part of the EDGE program means that you'll attend international development events, complete rotations in a number of deals business units, and have access to world-class online professional and technical learning. Where relevant, you'll also receive the support to complete a professional qualification. So within this program, the Deals Edge program, there's a rotation and you're going to rotate in several business units. And I'll mention now the business units you can rotate in. We have transaction services, business recovery services, valuations, corporate finance, forensic services, deal strategy and operations, government and infrastructure. So the majors we take in deals are engineers. We take all kinds of engineers. We take data scientists, data analyticals and economics students, and finance and accounting, of course. And now I'll talk to you about tax and legal services. So PwC is the leading provider of tax and legal services worldwide, both in terms of the size and scope of our practice and our reputation. The tax landscape is constantly changing. We lead the debate with tax authorities and governments around the world, changing the way we all think about tax and legal issues. So basically, tax in Saudi Arabia accept majors in accounting, purely accounting majors, and sometimes we take finance. And we take legal majors, but in very limited number. So the teams you can join within tax is core tax services, legal, global mobility, international tax services and mergers and acquisitions, digital solutions, transfer pricing, and indirect tax. So this is mainly about tax and deals. And now I'll hand it over to Najla to talk about the recruitment process.
Thank you, Amal and Ahmed. So when it comes to our recruiting process, you obviously, your first step is to apply online. After that, you're gonna have an online assessment sent to you. Once you pass the online assessment, you're gonna have 2 more interviews. The first interview is the HR interview. Once you pass that, you're gonna have 1 more business interview with one of our managers or senior managers. So this is for the co-op program. When it comes to the graduate program, you're going to go through the same steps. The only different step is that you're going to have 1 additional interview, which is the final interview with our partner. So yeah, what do you need when you apply? So first you're gonna need the CV, and we try to ask candidates to include their GPA as much as they can. After that is the location preference. We usually ask candidates to add their location preference in their CV as well, just to make it clear, or you can fill it in while applying to PwC. So this is basically it for the recruiting process. If you have any additional questions, you can ask that after the or at the end of the session. Thank you so much.
يعطيكم العافية. شكرا أستاذة نجلة وأستاذ أحمد وأستاذة أمل. بترك المجال للطلاب أنهم يسألون بعض الأسئلة، وحتى أنتم يعني you can interact with them. فإذا في أحد من الطلاب عنده سؤال بس just raise your hand so we can unmute you to ask your question.
هاي. عندي سؤالين صراحة. الأول البروسيس حقت الانترنشيب ما أحسها مرة طويلة، فإيش السبب؟ فهل عشانها من one big four؟
Okay, let me answer your question because إحنا يعني غالباً نعامل الانترنز معاملة الموظف. فأنت لما تدخلين as an intern you go through the process، لأن إذا خلصت الانترنشيب حقك وكان performance حقك عالي you will get an offer to join the program. You will not need to go through the process again to get hired. But basically we do it from the beginning for interns and for graduates. فما يختلف بين الاثنين. أتمنى أكون غطيت سؤالك.
Hi guys, first of all, I would like to congratulate all of you for doing an amazing presentation, highlighting some of the most important crucial areas which us as students are actually going through. It was an amazing presentation indeed, and you guys answered most of our questions we already had in mind. Me as a student, guys, I have been actually applying in my bachelor's program to join in for PwC, being a dual. I am a major in accounting and finance, along with LLB in private law, which covers most of the mergers and acquisitions and fraudulent cases, covering money laundering and bankruptcy. So my question to you guys is, for example, now that I graduate in April 2021 from my master's program, I'm actually doing my master's now. So what is the criteria, or what's the approach that I should be choosing to join in PwC family? Since I have been applying for the application as well, I couldn't actually reach up to a response from anyone in the recruitment processing.
Okay, Nawal, so from my end, if you want my advice, you can read about each line of service and what they offer and look for what you're more interested in. So, and from a recruiter perspective, I believe that you can go for deals, tax, or assurance, other assurance services. You will fit very well in three of them. And as for the responses, we take a bit long time to respond to people because we have too many applicants. Within a week, the applicants are over 300 every week almost. And we have to reply to each one of the applicants. That's why we're taking a lot of time to responding to candidates. So we want you to bear with us and be patient. I hope I covered your questions.
Nawal, just to also ask you, did you apply for our co-op intake for January?
Thank you so much for unmuting me. I was actually trying to talk, but I couldn't send in my voice. Thank you, Samah. Ahmed, yes, this is a very important question. I actually joined in for my master's in Jan 2020. So during that processing going on, the last time I applied in PwC was somewhere around mid 2019. So I didn't receive any response. So I thought maybe you guys are busy with the processing going on and accepting applicants. It might take some time, a month or two, but I couldn't receive any email. I had been waiting.
So you did not complete any assessment at that time?
Yeah. In short, yes, I didn't receive any email, any notification for the assessment, interview call, or wala shay. So I'm really actually intending and interested in joining you guys, but I don't exactly know where should I approach you from.
Yes, well, the best way, of course, to apply is what you did, which is to apply on the post itself. Now, there may have been, I don't know what the situation was like in 2019, and perhaps they had already made the selections for the new joiners. So
most probably.
Yeah. So as you saw from the timeline that Najla discussed, we're asking all people who are interested in the graduate program to apply as early as January. And the idea is that ideally you're a senior student, you're about to graduate in May or April, that you apply in January, you receive the offer, and you actually finish the whole process while you're still studying. So you receive an offer while you're still in your final semester.
Right.
So that once you finish in a couple of months, you start with us in the graduate program. That's why we're encouraging everyone to apply as early as possible.
So I can do that now that we are in November?
Actually, we will be opening the applications in December, inshallah, and the deadline will be end of January.
Perfect.
So, okay.
Thank you so much, Ahmed. I shall be applying, and that's the same platform, PwC. I don't remember the
Yes. Yeah, PwC Middle East Careers.
careers. Perfect. Thank you so much, Ahmed. Thank you.
You are welcome.
السلام عليكم. أول شيء يعطيكم العافية على البث الجميل، لكن عندي بعض الأسئلة بخصوص ال PwC. أبغى أعرف وش الأشياء اللي ممكن تدعم قبولي في الكواب في PwC في الكونسلتنج. هل إنكم تركزون على الGPA العالي ولا الإكسبيرينس ولا وش بالضبط؟
Ahmed, if you can answer the consulting.
Sure. Sultan, thank you for your question. So for consulting, what we look is, we do look at the GPA, we look at the major, and we also obviously look at the assessment. So there is an assessment. So if you meet the criteria, you have the GPA that we require and the major that we're looking for, we will be sending you an assessment. So based on the outcome of that assessment, also you will go through the interviewing process. Our interviews, they start with an HR interview, which is normally short, and the goal of that interview will be just to make sure that you've got the information from your application correctly. After that, you will go into the case study interviews. So if you qualify after the HR interview, you will have to go through 2 case studies with the consultants who will, in the interview, present you with a case and ask you to provide solutions for it. When you pass, you go through a final interview and then an offer. So our consulting process is actually the longest of all. So in other lines of service, you may need to do only 1 business interview without a case study and then a final interview. In consulting, it's different. One thing about consulting is that we're always looking for diversity. So maybe we open the applications in December, we get a large volume of applicants from business schools, and we offer many of them, and then we fill our needs for business students. And then we'll have to turn to engineering and tech, because in consulting, half or even more than half of our joiners every year are from STEM. So we don't recruit only from business. In fact, we recruit more from engineering, from tech. Only 1/3 of our joiners for our consulting graduate program are actually from the business schools. I hope I answered your question, Sultan.
What is the required GPA for this co-op? As you said it matched the required GPA and the major that you guys want. So what are these majors and what's the required GPA for this co-op?
To be frank, we don't say that this is the GPA we require, because we look at the candidate at the whole profile of the candidate. But normally it is 3. But to be frank, we may go a little bit below, depending on, because as I said, we have this holistic approach when we evaluate a profile. So we don't only look at the GPA, we also occasionally look at they've done sometimes some extracurricular work or some special projects, or have received certain awards, or they're coming from certain universities that we specifically target. So there are many different factors that play into selection.
So how many days does the process take
For the graduate program, it may take months actually. So a couple
For
of
the
months,
co-op.
2 months. For the co-op, no, it should take shorter. So if you're interested in joining us in our January co-op, you can apply before the 28th of November. And then it may take 1 week to screen the CVs and send the assessments. After that, there will be an HR interview and a business interview. So normally it would take 2 to 3 weeks.
So what if I apply to different departments in the PwC? As an example, I applied for consulting and deals and insurance. So if I get rejected, will I be rejected from all of them or one for each?
Not necessarily. Yeah. If the rejection, depending on the reason, obviously, but you may not be accepted in one line of service, but you can be accepted in another one.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi again. بس عندي سؤال بخصوص الأسسمنت. The first assessment كان I think in 3 categories. The last thing اللي هو numerical type. So second assessment بخصوص الفاينانس راح يصير pure finance أو نفس الشيء.
كيف يعني؟ ما فهمت سؤالك.
يعني الأسسمنت اللي كان أونلاين
أوكي.
كان فيه 3 أشياء ما كان خاص بالفاينانس، يعني كان بس part معين فاينانس.
إيه هو هذا الأونلاين assessment is mandatory from the company. فيعني
second assessment التست اللي راح يصير بالكمباني نفسها،
إيه.
هل راح يصير pure finance ولا نفس الشيء؟
لا حيكون general.
أوكي تمام شكرا.
أوكي عفوا.
السلام عليكم.
عليكم السلام. تفضلي.
I actually have 2 questions. The first one is regarding the co-op. أنا يعني السمستر الجاي آخر سمستر إن شاء الله على وشك التخرج. I'm going to start applying to companies يعني من during summer after graduation around June. So في co-op يعني الكو-op يعني موجود كمان في السمر ولا بس بداية السنة في January؟
لا usually إحنا يكون في عندنا co-op program في السمر و plus January not summer يعني يكون في بداية سبتمبر. sometimes بعد يكون في summer co-ops بس it depends على الأوضاع يعني والvacancies اللي عندنا والبudget طبعا.
يعني بالسلايدز وريتونا إن نوفمبر 28 هو الديدلاين حق application. هذا الديدلاين حق اللي في جانوري ولا
حق اللي في جانوري هذا؟
So اللي بعده حيكون في سبتمبر يبدأ.
إيه سبتمبر أو على حسب إذا في مثلا we need co-ops في السمر يكون نفتح application للco-op في السمر summer vacation.
Okay, and the
بس
second question
هذا اللي الديدلاين حقه نوفمبر 28 هو حق جانوري program.
Okay, and the second question is my major is MIS, Management Information System, and minor marketing. Which department in PwC is more suitable to my major, and what is more suitable?
Okay, so MIS, I would say consulting or OAS, other assurance services. Other assurance services, we might need you in controls assurance ولا digital trust and consulting as well. So you have either assurance or consulting.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Assalamu alaikum. I have a question, and I gave the test long back, بس في طريقة
I get my result. I passed or I didn't pass the online test.
Okay. Sorry, Lena, you were asking the question, I guess. So the question, the person who asked the question, we do not release the results of the tests to the applicants, unfortunately, as per company policy. However, we do send, if the person did not pass, we will send a regret email.
Hey, good morning, everyone. So first of all, I would like to thank you, all of you, for being here today with us and for giving us such valuable insights on PwC and your recruitment process. So my question is, from your recruiting experience, how would you advise us to prepare, like as you said, for the assessments and for the case interviews? So how would you advise us to prepare for those, especially for software engineering students like myself? Thank you.
So when it comes to the SHLs or online assessment, we usually include a link to help you revise before taking the exam. So I would suggest that you do that. It's really important to do that before actually taking the exam. And when it comes to the interviews, since you're all just undergraduates, we don't expect a lot from you. But what I would usually say, just show how passionate you are and revise your depends if you're an accounting student, revise your accounting terms that we might need in the interview when it comes to the business unit interview. But overall, we don't expect a lot from you since you're just undergraduates and fresh graduates.
Hi, guys.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So Nawal, I just wanted to add to what Najla just said. For the preparation for the case studies, we also do provide material for you to prepare for the case study interviews, so that you know what to expect. For the assessment, also, as Najla mentioned, you'll have the opportunity to practice, and we strongly recommend that everybody, before they do the actual test, make use of the practice test, so you can familiarize yourself with the types of questions. So that's it. Now, hopefully for the next graduate programs, we will also be unrolling out some new assessments, which we will communicate in due course. Nawal, please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Ahmed. As Sultan raised a very important question, can we actually apply to more than one position at a time, or no, we need to wait for one post and then apply for the other if in case we get rejected?
Ahmad?
Hello, Ahmed, can you hear me?
Hi, Noah.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
go
of
ahead.
course, you can apply to several lines of service, but after you reach the point to the HR interview, if you didn't get rejection from any other line of service and you got a communication, for example, from assurance, we're going to ask you for your first preference for which line of service would you like to go for first. But from this preference, you will continue with all the rest of the interviews. So you have to pick wisely what you want exactly. And if you got a rejection from any other line of service, it doesn't mean that, for example, you got a rejection from consulting and you applied also for assurance. That means you only got rejected in consulting and your application is still available in assurance or in tax or in deals.
Okay, hello there.
Hello, Ahmed.
I have two questions, please. The first question about the undergraduate, is there any age restriction about it? And my second question about the industrial engineering, which department is better?
Okay, and industrial engineers would perfectly fit in consulting. We also need engineers in deals, but with limited numbers sometimes. But industrial, the perfect place is consulting for industrial engineers. And we don't have an age restriction. We look at the year you graduated.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Assalamu alaikum. I was asking about the co-op, but I want to clarify or to make sure of the point. الحين الكو-op اللي during the year, not مو اللي في January اللي حيكون بعده. من كلامك يعني إنه يمكن مو بأكيد إنه راح تفتحون مثلا during May ولا بعد.
Yes,
ولا
لأن إحنا we have يعني مثلا a busy season and a dead season في البزنس. فغالبا دائما في الصيف يكون dead season من ناحية مشاريع من ناحية شغل، فما يصير فيه احتياج من lines of service للكوابس. يعني مثلا consulting assurance tax ما يكون عندهم need للانترنز، فما نقدر نفتح وإحنا ما عندنا احتياج. فغالبا هذه تكون الكيس، هذا اللي يحكم whether إحنا بنفتح ولا لا.
ولا نهاية السنة صحيح؟
هو إحنا نفتح في نهاية السنة، بس الانتيك يكون في جانوري دائما كل سنة، والانتيك الأكبر دائما في جانوري، الانتيك الكبير العدد من الانتينز.
طيب إذا قدمت الحين اللي في الديدلاين حقه في نوفمبر 28 وعلى أساس إنه نبدأ في جانوري صح؟ أو يتم يعني يعني بس القبول يعني متى مثلا إيه؟
لا، إذا أنت بتبدين في جانوري يتم قبولك من هذا الانتيك، بس إذا أنت تبغين تنقبلين في وقت جون لازم تقدمين على الجوب اللي بنفتحه في هذاك الوقت.
يعني إذا الحين قدمت راح المفروض أبدأ في جانوري وأنا عندي دراسة، يعني بيصير في تعارض. إيه فهمت. إيه يعطيك العافية، شكرا.
الله يعافيك.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
Thank you for the presentation. Second, I would like to ask about the last stage that you talked about, the thing you said, the financial case or the study case. Like, what is it about, and will it be held in the company or online?
Faisal, it's a business case interview. We do that in deals and in consulting. Both of those lines of service do business case interviews. غالبا هي تكون في المكتب. بيعطونك زي case study وبيصير مطلوب منك إن أنت تحلها و you analyze this case study within وقت الانترفيو. برضو بيسألونك أسئلة حول leadership skills حقتك يعني أغلب السكيلز اللي أنت تعلمتها في البال. غالبا تكون في المكتب، أو إذا الأوضاع ما تعدلت تكون virtual.
Okay. Well, how long the response between the HR process and the last stage process?
Usually it doesn't take long, most probably a week or two, but it depends on عدد الابليكنتس. أحيانا يكون مرة كثير يصير فيه شوي تأخير بسيط، بس غالبا ما يأخذ أكثر من أسبوعين.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, so hi again. Thank you so much first, Mr. Ahmed and Ms. Najla, for answering my question. I have another question also in regards to the assessments and the case interviews. So as someone who comes purely or mostly from a technical background, should I expect the cases or the assessment to be more business oriented or technical oriented, as in maybe more designated to my major. Thank you very much.
Ahmed, if you could answer the case studies, please.
Sure. Yeah, so for the case studies, they're all business cases. However, the interviewer during the evaluation, they're not simply looking at your ability as somebody who was well experienced, as Amal mentioned. At the end, they're setting the standard for you as somebody with the potential to learn. So what they evaluate would be how you structure your conceptual skills, how you utilize your analytical skills, your numerical skills, because there will be some numbers involved in that case, and also your communication skills. And by communication is how you communicate complex ideas in clear and understandable, simple terms. So if you do these 4 things correctly, you will do very well in the case study interview. So what we said is conceptual skills, analytical skills, communication, and numerical skills.
شكرا لك أستاذ أحمد، يعطيك العافية. I just like to encourage the students to ask the questions if they have it right now. It's a perfect time to ask questions, because we received a lot of them when we send the announcement for that the application of PwC is now open. We received a lot of questions, and all of it is mostly about the application process and also the terms and the conditions that the company have. So I'm encouraging them to ask their questions right now. So if you have any question, please, this is your opportunity to ask it. I will take a question from Abdurrahman.
السلام عليكم، يعطيكم العافية جميعا. عندي صراحة different kind of questions, just 2 questions. السؤال الأول, if you can explain how was the experience يعني getting recruited into PwC, how was the experience, how is it like internally, the environment, the managers, I mean the atmosphere, like how is Lindsay with you guys? And for the second question, for how long do you guys see yourself still working for PwC? Like, is it a main goal for you guys to stay for a longer period, or you just see yourself like for a year or 2 or 3 and then bail out for a better job or a better salary or something?
شكرا عبد الرحمن. Of course, if one of PwC representatives want to answer this question, it's okay. But they are here to answer a question about the application in co-op, not personal question. But it's okay if they want to answer this question.
Sure, no problem. Many people ask about the environment because from my opinion, I believe the environment is very important because it's the place you'll be working at. It's important you feel comfortable working with people. فغالبا environment مرة حلو. ما في عندنا اللي هي الحواجز اللي ممكن تلقاها إن تحس إن في حاجز بينك وبين المانجر أو بينك وبين البارتنر. بالعكس, you can freely talk with anyone. People here are so friendly. I'm surprised you know Lindsay. I don't know how you know her, but okay.
We have our ways.
Okay. So يعني الانفايرمنت مرة حلو. كانت البروسيس الدخول يعني كأي أحد, يعني أنا قاعدة أسوي بروسيس للناس نفس البروسيس اللي أنا دخلت فيه بالضبط. I've been now for 2 years and a half with PwC, and I still have no plan to leave anytime soon. It feels like home here in PwC. People are very friendly, and you feel like they're all your family, سواء كانوا هنا أو في other offices across the region.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
السلام عليكم، يعطيكم العافية جميعا. للأمانة أنا ما عندي أي استفسار، بس حاب لو ترجعون بس للتايم لاين الواحد يقدر ياخذ منه سكرين شوت يعطيكم العافية.
حاضر يا أخوي جهاز إن شاء الله بس our colleague will return to the call and will ask her to display it again.
Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, رؤية تفضلي.
Yes.
Hi. Shukran. Thank you so much for today's presentation. It was so much insightful. Well, I have one question actually about the application. Is it only for Saudi nationals, or is it open for everyone? And thank you.
Yes, Roya. So for the co-op program, we do accept international students who are studying in Saudi universities. Based on their performance, they may also have a chance of either continuing with us in the office in Saudi in some lines of service, or even being nominated for other offices in the region, such as Dubai or Abu Dhabi.
السلام عليكم يعطيكم العافية. سؤالي طريقة التقديم الحين راح تكون عن طريق السيرفيس سنتر ولا we do it individually؟
احنا كل الابليكيشنز ناخذها من الموقع، يعني تقديمك على الموقع هو اللي we take it. We don't take email applications or hard copy CVs. We only take online applications.
Thank you, Ms. Amal. We already sent them, and I can resend it again. We sent the announcement of PwC applications, all the links for all the openings that they have. So you may check your email, Abdulaziz, and you will find it. Otherwise, I can resend it to you.
Thank you.
يعطيكم العافية. شكرا. بس للأمانة ما وصلني الإيميل اللي فيه الابليكيشن.
I'll send it to you again.
Thank you.
Yes, Samah, thank you so much. Please, would you mind sending it to me again? Maybe because I'm in the magistrate program, I didn't receive any email regarding PwC applications in my inbox. So please, Samah, please.
Okay. Sure. Any other questions, students? Okay, and I would like to thank Mr. Ahmed, Ms. Amal, and also Ms. Najla. Thank you very much for your time today. And I'm sure that the students, they benefited from this session. إن شاء الله I'm looking forward to have يعني applicants من جامعة اليمامة، وإن شاء الله يكون لهم الحظ بأنهم ينضمون لكم ويكونون معكم بإذن الله. Our experience يعني so far has been يعني excellent with the PwC. ويشرفنا أنكم تكونون معنا. Oh, thank you so much. If you have anything that you want to say, it's open for you.
يعطيك العافية سماح، وشكرا على تنظيم الإيفنت وشكرا على مساعدتك.
الله يعافيكم.
It's always a pleasure to do events with Al-Yamama University.
Thank you
It's
so
not
much.
our first time and will not be the last.
إن شاء الله.
شكرا جزيلا أستاذ سماح، ما قصرت على التنسيق والترتيب. الله يعطيك العافية.
شكرا أستاذ أحمد، شكرا لك، يعطيك ألف عافية. Thank you for your time. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to talk to you.